Bhagat Singh along with Sukhdev and Rajguru was hanged until death at Lahore prison. The whole country was mourning in their death. People of Lahore even criticized Mahatma Gandhi for not stopping this. In that very same month of March, Gandhiji negotiated some terms with Viceroy Lord Irwin. This settlement is known as Gandhi-Irwin Pact. According to this, Mahatma Gandhi was invited to Britain for round-table conferences. While this was all happening in India, the world was about to witness something entirely unexpected. Adolf Hitler took control of Germany in the year of 1931. He started making military advances which would start World War II later. He executed Jews living in Germany. He joined hands with Benito Mussolini, another dictator, a military-focused dictator I might add. While the world politics was boiling and tension was increasing among countries, Subhash Chandra Bose, who was carefully observing this situation, he decided to travel through European countries and gain political support from other countries in freeing India from British shackles. He left India in 1931 and travelled Europe. Negotiations happening between Gandhi and British in roundtable conferences from 1931 to 32 did not see any positive outcome. British again tried to divide India by talking on religions, different castes and untouchability. They again captured Mahatma Gandhi and sent him to Yerwada jail to isolate Mahatma Gandhi from his followers. While Mahatma Gandhi was in jail, British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald in 1932 granted separate electorates for Muslims, Sikhs, scheduled caste, Indian Christians, Buddhists and Anglo-Indians. Electorate means a list of voters. It came to be known as a communal award. British were trying to divide India again by proposing different voting lists for different castes. Mahatma Gandhi criticized this act of British government. He wanted to promote equality in India. In protest, Gandhi started fast unto death while he was held in prison. Indian masses supported Gandhiji and forced the government in consultation with Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar to replace communal award. Gandhiji and Dr. Ambedkar made an agreement with each other, which is also known as the Pune Pact. They both abolished communal award. 3 years went by and the Indian independence movement did not see any development. However, in 1935, British Raj made a new law to govern India, known as Government of India Act 1935. It had 3 significant goals: to establish a federal system with many provinces of India, to give the self-ruling position to provinces, finally to give Muslim minority protection by giving them separate electorates. On these separate electorates, only Muslim candidate could stand for an election. In February 1937, elections took place. The members of Indian National Congress won in 5 provinces and held the upper position in 2 more provinces. Muslim League could not perform well in election. While Indians were busy in elections, far beyond the Mediterranean Sea, Hitler became a new name of power in Nazi Germany. He started violating the Treaty of Versailles, a treaty which was signed to end World War I. In March 1938, all of Austria was annexed to the growing Nazi empire of Hitler.
Austria was showered with swastikas. It was the 12th of March 1938, and Hitler had finally emerged from his self-imposed inactivity. He crossed the border near his birthplace at Braunau. The people rejoiced at this first act of expansion, which they saw as the fulfillment of an old dream of the German nation.
The great powers of Europe, who had more massive armies than Hitler, did not stop him and gave what he wanted to ensure peace. British Prime Minister of that period, Neville Chamberlain, said, "Britain would ensure peace in our time." Hitler made fun of this statement of the British Prime Minister. In the same year of 1938, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose came back to India. By 1938, Bose had become the national level leader. He accepted the nomination as Congress President. He stood for self-governance, a full independence to India, including using force against the British if needed. His aggressive strategy made Mahatma Gandhiji uncomfortable, and this led to a conflict between Subhash Chandra Bose and Mahatma Gandhi. Subhash Chandra Bose wanted one central, tough leadership to rule India. He wanted India to have an army of its own. Citing differences with Mahatma Gandhi, Bose resigned from Congress. While Indian leaders were busy in internal politics among themselves, there in Germany Hitler became even more powerful. Until 1938, no European power opposed him. This encouraged him to invade Poland, Denmark and Norway. His army won battles after battles using great army tactics. After these invasions, European countries could not tolerate him anymore and declared war on Germany. British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain died in 1940. Winston Churchill became the new Prime Minister of England. Hitler tried to make peace with England, but Winston Churchill was unwilling to listen to anything from Hitler. Great Britain was ready for the war.
We are far stronger than we were 10 weeks ago. We are far better prepared to endure the worst malice of Hitler and his Huns than we were at the beginning of September.
This made Hitler furious. He declared war upon the British. England was ready for war and they announced Indian troops to be participated in World War II without discussing with Indian leaders. In World War I, Mahatma Gandhi helped British, but British government betrayed him. So this time Mahatma Gandhi opposed India's participation in this war. But his campaign against India's participation in World War II was a total failure. 2.5 million Indians joined the British army to fight on various fronts. It was the most significant all-volunteer force in world history. It included tanks, artillery and airborne forces. Subhash Chandra Bose did not like the idea of Indian soldiers fighting for British. British rulers of India wanted Indians to fight this war in the name of freedom. Yet they had denied this freedom to India and Indians for more than 100 years. Then how could India fight for them? This created a lot of dissatisfaction among Indians and two big movements for Indian independence took shape. The first was Indian National Army of Subhash Chandra Bose. The second was Quit India movement by Mahatma Gandhi. Let us talk about the movement led by Subhash Chandra Bose first. Bose was under house arrest in 1941. Somehow he escaped to Germany. He met Hitler and organized an army of 4,500 people against the British Empire. He followed a simple saying that enemy of your enemy is your friend. He addressed Indian people and soldiers who were fighting for British from the radio station established in Germany. He asked Indian troops not to fight for British, instead fight against British and help India in gaining independence. This led to confusion in some Indian troops.
Bose wanted to reach the 2 million Indian volunteers of the British Indian Army. These men were the bedrock of the British Raj.
British were threatened, or you can say frightened, because of the possible rebellion of Indian soldiers. What if Indian soldiers deceive us? What if they rebel against us during battle and start killing British soldiers? Stopping them would be impossible. Many thoughts like this could not let British authorities sleep in peace. While Subhash Chandra Bose threatened British authorities from Germany, on 8th August Mahatma Gandhi started a Quit India movement. He declared that this is a do-or-die situation for Indians. Even Gandhi was not ready to miss this opportunity to force British out of India. Mahatma Gandhi said, "Don't stop this movement until you get freedom." While Subhash Chandra Bose travelled from Germany to Japan, he again organized Indian National Army. The INA fought the troops of British Raj and recorded many victories.
Bose used the time to hold an international conference on India. It introduced a piece of music that would later become India's national anthem.
Den Kampf bis zum Siege weiterzuführen, zu bekräftigen. In diesem Kampf, der für Indien ein Kampf Sein oder Nichtsein ist, kann es nur einen Ausgang geben, unseren gemeinsamen Ziel. Lang leben die drei Paktmächte und ihre Verbündeten. Lang lebe das freie Indien.
In that same period, in India, British took a violent approach towards Quit India movement. They arrested over 1 lakh people. They dropped bombs on the people. The troops of British Raj even beat people with sticks and canned them. All Congress leaders were imprisoned. Mahatma Gandhi's wife Kasturba Gandhi died in prison. Gandhi's health had also become terrible. British released him in 1944. They did not want him to die in prison and call the wrath of Indian people upon themselves. In 1943, Winston Churchill became the reason of the deaths of 2.5 million Bengali people by starvation. He ordered his troops to sail with food reserves to Europe instead of providing food to Indians. This act made Indians enraged and more Indians joined Quit India movement. In Berlin, witnessing the defeat of his troops, Hitler committed suicide by shooting himself on April 13, 1945. Nazi German forces surrendered in front of Soviet Union. Japan also had to surrender as it was fighting alongside Germany. At the same time, Indian National Army led by Subhash Chandra Bose also had to stop fighting because of Japan's surrender. Soon after this, in an unfortunate plane crash, Subhash Chandra Bose died. However, his death remains an unsolved mystery as his body was not found at the crash site. The Second World War had weakened the economy of England. Political and military power of British Empire also saw a sharp decline. They were also aware that after war, Indians would begin a broader, a more significant movement for independence. By 1946, British released all political prisoners and opened independence discussion with Indian National Congress. Leaders like Muhammad Ali Jinnah wanted a partition, a separate country for Muslims, Pakistan. But Mahatma Gandhi wanted united India comprising of all castes and religions. However, many prominent leaders including Jawaharlal Nehru was in favor of partition. On 14th August 1947, Pakistan gained independence, and a day later on 15th August 1947, India gained independence. So at last, that was officially the end of British era in India. Many people of India still debate over who played a significant role in India's independence movement. Some debate in favor of revolutionaries like Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad and Netaji Bose, while some people say Mahatma Gandhi's Satya and Ahimsa means non-violence and truth was vital for India's independence. In spite of all these debates, giving any one person or one ideology the credit of Indian independence would not be fair to all those who suffered endlessly throughout their life. Every freedom fighter played a vital role in India's freedom movement. While revolutionaries like Subhash Chandra Bose and Bhagat Singh struck fear in British hearts, liberals and diplomats like Mahatma Gandhi united Indian masses ranging from small villages to big cities. Therefore, every freedom fighter deserves a respect. They fought for freedom of India throughout their lives by following and respecting their own unique ideologies. Jai Hind.